The topic of this video will be trips to Costco with the Tesla Model Y. Hey everyone, I'm Steve Young. How does the Model Y do with a typical run to Costco? Is there enough storage in the car to hold all of those bulky items? Well, after owning the car since February 2021 and many trips to Costco, I will give you my personal experience, what I've learned, the one particular category of Costco items that my car struggles with, the one particular issue with the Model Y that makes Costco runs difficult, and we'll end it all off with some real world examples. I'm also going to include timestamps below, so if you want to jump around, please feel free to. Okay, so we're setting the stage here. I have a family of 4. Right now, the average cost of our trips to Costco is about $400. When we go shopping at Costco, we tend to go on the weekends and together as a family activity. This fact will be a little important later. So, let's cut right to the chase. Does the Model Y have enough storage space for a big trip to Costco? Well, the answer is mostly yes, but sometimes no. You know the Model Y has lots of storage room. The frunk, the trunk, the sub-trunk, the real wheel wells. But a big trip to Costco can challenge all of that space. When my family and I go to Costco, we tend to buy from every section in the store, except for liquor, clothing, and electronics. This means fresh produce, steaks, milk, eggs, chips, coffee, paper towels, and whatever else we need. On average, when we check out, the bill comes to about $400. In the past, it has come as high as $550 if we're talking about getting steaks and other meats. After we pay and check out, I begin the Tetris game that is packing the Model Y. The first thing I pack is the sub-trunk. I tend to fill it with fresh produce. It roughly has the same size as an igloo cooler, so it makes sense to fill it with those smaller loose items like avocados and broccoli rather than bigger items like a 24-can case of Diet Coke. So, the sub-trunk gets filled with those loose items first. Once that's full, I'll begin filling up the main body of the trunk. Over here, I'll place larger bulk items such as toilet paper, paper towels, large cases of Diet Coke, cases of seltzer water, because the area is large, flat, and open. Now, remember what I said earlier about trips to Costco happening on the weekends and largely being family trips? Well, here is where it becomes important. Since my entire family of 4 goes to Costco together, I do not have the option of lowering the back seats to easily create more storage. My kids are sitting there. If you tend to shop alone, or maybe with just one other person, you can easily fold down the rear seats and make more room for additional groceries. I just don't have that option. So the Costco product category that always seems to cause problems for me is paper products, okay? Think about it. Paper products such as paper towels, toilet paper, Kleenex, they're large. They're bulky. No, they're not heavy, but they take up a tremendous amount of room. So when you're loading up your trunk, you will most likely place all of your heavier items on the bottom and lighter items on the top, which means that these large, bulky items will sit on top of your other groceries. So, when it's time to close the trunk, it will hit your paper towels, toilet paper, or whatever else and not be able to close. It's happened to me multiple times. The back of the Model Y looks so sleek and almost like a spaceship, but one of the drawbacks to this design is the clamshell trunk. If it were shaped more like a traditional SUV, like a BMW X3 or a Toyota Highlander, you can fill the trunk from top to bottom with all of your supplies. But since the clamshell design makes the trunk more triangular rather than boxy, you lose space. Now here is a picture of my empty trunk. Is it showroom empty? No, it's real world empty. I've got my umbrella because, you never know, I've got a hand vacuum on the left and a bottle of Windex on the right. In the sub-trunk, I have a picnic blanket. It's fairly compact and about 3 inches tall when folded up, so I just simply leave it there. Not pictured here is a shoebox that I need to ship. You'll see that shoebox enter the picture later. Why am I saying all of this? Because this is my trunk real world empty. Also, just before I took this photo, there were 2 backpacks here. I placed those in the frunk, so for this Costco haul, the frunk was unavailable. So just to set the stage just a bit better, what you'll see in this sequence costs $292, which is on the lighter side for me. I'm located about 1 hour outside of New York City. Groceries and the cost of living is different all around the world. Okay, here's the next picture. Now in this picture, you can see all of my fresh produce: eggs, salmon, rolls, chips, some frozen items, coffee. I fill the sub-trunk first. Now in the next one, I've closed the sub-trunk and I begin filling the main compartment. And here's how the trunk looks like when it's filled with $292 worth of Costco supplies, sub-trunk, and trunk. In this picture, you can see Diet Coke, 2 packs of seltzer water, a few other items, and of course, toilet paper. On the right, remember that shoebox I mentioned earlier? Well, there it is, taking up the right wheel well space. Now you can see with how the toilet paper is positioned, there's no way I can close the trunk. I'm only keeping it right there for this particular photo. Right before I close the trunk, I move it on top of the seltzer water in front, and that is how it looks. And let me show you a wide-angle shot of the entire setup. So we covered the Tesla Model Y storage capability with large bulky items. We covered the paper products that often cause me problems. We also covered the drawbacks of the Model Y's sleek clamshell design. And I gave you some real-world photos and commentary. Everyone's lifestyle is different, and you live where you live. This is what my Tesla Model Y looks like after a trip to Costco. Overall, the Model Y is a spacious car that can easily handle a trip to any wholesale club. I hope that my advice about the size of paper products will help you in the future. My name is Steve Young, and thank you very much for watching.